Greetings and salutations, friends. I'm Prince Amari, gay dating coach, matchmaker, best-selling author of Lasting Love at Last, the gay guide to attracting the relationship of your dreams. And in this video, we're looking at 5 ways to know if someone is compatible with you. Now, the number one reason anybody is single is because they're trying to have a level 25 relationship with level 3 dating skills, which means it's actually kind of pointless to even discuss compatibility if you don't already have the skills to handle a relationship with someone who is compatible. So I invite you to discover your estimated dating skill level by going to datingskillquiz.com or checking out the link in the video description. Hopping right in, this is an acronym and we'll just get right to it. So the number one predictor of long-term compatibility is major life values. These are your core values, which determine your priorities, all of the major and often the minor decisions across life, love, career, family, everything, including whether or not a relationship is viable. If a relationship is just based on common interest and the interests die, the relationship is likely to die too. But your common values pave a common life path. So if you share values, the relationship is much more likely to last. Attachment style is the pattern you consistently use to emotionally connect with other people. And it's based on your childhood environment with your caretakers and parents growing up. And there are 2 scales that it measures. First is the degree to which you fear abandonment. The second is the degree to which you fear intimacy. And those intersect to form 4 attachment styles, which I'll actually get into in another video. But for the sake of this conversation, there are secure attachment styles and insecure styles. At least one partner needs a secure style for the relationship to be easier. Now, you can absolutely have a relationship with someone who doesn't have a secure attachment style and you don't either, but it's hard to feel comfortable and at ease together if you're always triggering each other's anxiety just by being there. So you want to find someone secure, and if not, you got to go to therapy. It's kind of the only option. If you and your partner both don't have a secure style, therapy is really the only way to manage the anxiety, the triggers, everything else that comes up from the interaction of insecure attachment styles. Now, moving on, temperament is your factory settings on a social and emotional level. All right, you are born with the temperament. And it's slightly different than your personality. They are related. Temperament is kind of like the core of your personality, but personality is both nature and nurture. This is the nature part that we're talking about here. So you don't have to have the same temperament as your partner. However, the closer your temperaments, the easier it is for you to get along because you don't have to do as much translating or trying to figure each other out. You kind of like get each other on an emotional level when your temperaments are similar. So that's what you're looking for, either similar temperament or being able to respect the differences in your temperament if it's not the same. C is capacity to meet realistic expectations. Now, the primary reason relationships fail isn't infidelity or money. It's the frustration we experience as a result of our unmet, often unrealistic expectations. And the only way to guarantee that a partner has the capacity to meet your expectations and needs long-term is to make sure they have the current capacity to do so. All right. So potential might not develop in this lifetime, if at all. And you can think of it this way. Potential is the icing. Capacity is the cake. Always fall for capacity. Don't fall for potential. Now, you might be wondering, what about chemistry? The level of chemistry in your relationship is not correlated with long-term relationship satisfaction. However, your expectations around chemistry absolutely impact your satisfaction. The thing most people get wrong about relationship chemistry is that they look for an intense romantic fire to sustain them rather than looking for a fire they can sustain. The point of compatibility is sustainability. So if the level of chemistry you experience or expect is much greater than your natural intensity, it's unlikely you have the capacity to maintain it, and that's how you know if it's a realistic expectation or not. While expectations define your vision of what is desirable, boundaries define your limits of what is sustainable. H stands for honors boundaries. If you have an experience of disappointment, that's an expectation management problem, like we were just talking about before. But if you have overwhelm, if you're resentful, if you feel overextended, that's a boundaries management problem. Your boundaries form the foundation of respect. So if you don't communicate and enforce your own boundaries, you are disrespecting yourself. And if a partner or potential partner doesn't respect your boundaries, they are disrespecting you. And that, my friends, is what we call a toxic relationship. Toxicity is always a function of horrible boundaries. What you really need is a function of who you really are. So you got to know your own values to determine if they're compatible with someone else. You have to know your own attachment style to determine if it's compatible with another's, right? You get the point. So again, number one reason anybody is single though is not because of incompatibility. It's because they're trying to have a level 25 relationship with level 3 dating skills. So check out that dating skill quiz at datingskillquiz.com or at the link in the description, and I'll see you next time. Sending you love, peace, and glitter.